All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Brett from the Christian Rebel. I hope all of you are having a blessed day. I got a question for all of you. Did God want Trump to be president of the United States? Number 47. Stay tuned to the end to hear my answer to this question because it can be found in Romans chapter 13. This man, Donald J. Trump, has been through 2 to 3 assassination attempts, been through multiple court cases with trumped up charges against him, no pun intended. But he came through them all. He survived them all. One of those assassination attempts, he actually got hit by a bullet in his ear. And he just turned his head in the right way to survive that shot. Now, if that wasn't a miracle, I don't know what one is, because that bullet just missed him. And he survived that attempt. To me, that is amazing. And that was God's will that he wanted him to survive. He has a plan for us by instituting Trump and appointing Trump to be president at this time. So here's my answer to why I think God wanted Trump to be president. Romans chapter 13, verses 1 through 7. I want all of us to read it. I want you to, on your own personal time, look it up and study this chapter. Study these verses. Romans chapter 13, verses 1 through 7. Listen to this. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. For rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Would you have no fear of the one who is an authority? Then do what is good. You will receive his approval, for he is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain, for he is the servant of God, an avenger who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. Verse 5. Therefore, one must be in subjection not only to avoid God's wrath, but also for the sake of conscience. For because of this, you pay taxes. For the authorities are ministers of God attending to this very thing. Pay to what is owed to them, taxes to whom taxes are owed, revenue to whom revenue is owed, respect to whom respect is owed, honor to whom honor is owed. So did this answer your question? Did God want Trump to be president? Because if you read this, there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed. God has appointed Trump. God appointed Biden. God could have appointed Kamala. Oh boy, I would not have been happy about that. But God's plans are higher than ours. He knows who he appoints and why he appoints them. And we must be subject to their authority to appoint, in my opinion. If they're doing things that are against God's will and against his word, then we resist and say, no, we don't abide by those rulings. We don't abide by those laws because you're going against what God has appointed in his word. God is the ultimate judge. God is the ultimate ruler, and he appoints those he wants to appoint. I hope that answered my question and your question if God wanted Trump to be president. Now, if you please comment below if you think God wanted to be president, because I would like to hear what all of you think. I would like to hear your thoughts on this, because I want this to be a community of believers that come together and have open communications about things that are happening in this world and in this culture. I love you guys. I'm praying for you. Always choose that narrow path and be a rebel and follow Jesus. And until next time, you guys keep the faith.